My child, do not move another inch. Do not let your finger swipe away from this moment, for this is not a video you simply stumbled upon by chance. It is a scheduled intervention, a divine appointment orchestrated before the foundations of the world were laid. I have heard the silent screams of your soul, and I have seen the tears you've wiped away when you thought no one was looking. This is my voice, the voice of your Creator, whispering directly into the depths of your spirit. If you are looking for a gentle lullaby to soothe you back into a sleep of complacency, then this message is not for you. But if you feel an invisible weight pressing against your chest, if you sense a spiritual battle raging for your very destiny, then stay. This hour is for those who are ready to see the chains of the enemy shatter into dust. I have seen the pressure you have been under, and I am here to tell you that the mouth of man has no power to undo what my hand has written in the stars. There are those who have spoken ill of you in secret, those who have tried to label you with failure and garment you in shame, but they have forgotten who your Father is. I have seen the seals upon your life that have been under heavy fire, the seals of your peace, your purpose, and your provision. But understand this: what I have blessed, no man can curse. What I have opened, no shadow can shut. The enemy may roar, but I am the lion who stands over your life. This is the moment where the narrative of your life changes forever. Before I reveal the immense blessing and the total restoration coming to your house, I need you to declare your presence in this sacred space. Do not remain a passive observer to your own miracle. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007 right now in the comments to open the gates of heaven and signal that your heart is ready to receive. As you feel the atmosphere shift around you, understand that you are entering a family of believers who refuse to be victims. Join this assembly of the faithful and press the like button now. Let it be a signal to the heavens that you are in total agreement with my decree. Subscribe to this rhythm of my voice, for I am establishing a new frequency in your life today. This is the moment where the hunter becomes the hunted and the curse is turned into a stepping stone. The pressure you feel is not the sign of your destruction, it is the sign of your significance. You are being built in the secret place, prepared for a weight of glory that the world cannot comprehend. While the world tries to stain your reputation or block your progress, I am standing as your keeper, the one who neither slumbers nor sleeps. I am looking at every injustice you have faced, every door that was slammed in your face, and I am telling you that it was all part of my divine shielding. They tried to bury you, but they didn't know you were a seed. They tried to curse you, but they cannot touch what I've sealed. Pay close attention, for the shift begins now. My precious one, lean in closer and listen with your spirit, for I am about to outline the sacred shifts that will occur within you before this message concludes. I do not speak words that return to me void. Every decree I release carries the power to recreate your reality. As you stay and listen to the end of this divine broadcast, I'm guaranteeing 5 specific movements in your life that no force of darkness can hinder. First, I am releasing an extreme peace, covering over your home and your mind, a peace that surpasses all human understanding, acting as a fortress against the storms that have been raging. Second, I am clearing the mental fog that has clouded your judgment and stolen your sleep. You will see with a sharpness and clarity you haven't felt in years. Third, you will feel a physical and spiritual weight lifting off your shoulders, as if the heavy chains of anxiety and the burdens of others have finally snapped under the weight of my glory. But I will not stop at your internal relief. Fourth, I am exposing the shadows, the hidden enemies, the secret saboteurs, and the traps laid in the dark will be brought into the blinding light of my truth, so they can no longer touch your progress or your reputation. And finally, I am issuing an acceleration mandate over your destiny. Those things that have been stagnant, those dreams that have been delayed for years, will now begin to move at the speed of my spirit. You have been waiting in the hallway for far too long, but the door is now swinging wide. By the end of this decree, you will not just feel better for a moment. You will move differently, think differently, and walk with the authority of one who knows they are backed by the host of heaven. Stay with me until the final seal is set, for this process requires your full presence and your undivided heart. Every minute you spend here is an investment in your breakthrough, ensuring that when you walk away from this moment, you leave the old version of yourself behind. I have watched you in the quiet, agonizing hours of the night when the rest of the world is draped in sleep. Have you noticed how your eyes snap open at 3 in the morning, your heart racing with an anxiety that has no name? This is not mere insomnia. My child, it is a spiritual frequency trying to disrupt the rest I've promised you. I've seen you wake up with unexplained headaches that feel like a physical weight pressing against your temples and a lingering heaviness in your chest that makes even breathing feel like a chore. You have felt as though you are being watched by unseen eyes, a sense of unease that follows you from room to room. I have seen you looking in the mirror, barely recognizing the weary soul staring back at you, wondering where your joy has gone. These are not coincidences, nor are they simply the results of a busy life. They are the friction of a spiritual atmosphere reacting to the immense light you carry within your spirit. You're being targeted because you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. I have seen your bank account and the way the numbers never seem to add up, no matter how hard you work or how much you sacrifice. It feels as though you are pouring your life's blood into a bag filled with holes. Every time you manage to save a little or take a step toward freedom, an unexpected crisis or a sudden expense arises to pull you 2 steps back. You have dealt with bizarre, painful misunderstandings with the people you love, most words you spoke in kindness being twisted into weapons used against you. You feel a glass wall standing between you and the breakthrough you can clearly see but never quite touch. You have walked through seasons where it felt like you were moving through thick mud, where every task required 10 times the effort it should. I know the feeling of near-success syndrome that has haunted you, where the promise is close enough to smell, but always vanishes at the very last second. This stagnation is not your destiny. It is a blockade. My beloved, do not be dismayed by these signs, for they are the confirmation of your high calling. The enemy does not attack what is empty. He only attacks what contains a divine treasure. The intensity of the opposition you are facing is a direct measurement of the magnitude of the mandate I have placed upon your life. If you are not a threat to the shadows, they would not be screaming so loudly in your direction. This is not bad luck, and it is certainly not a sign that I have abandoned you. It is a spiritual reaction to your progress. Like a ship creating massive waves as it gains speed, your spiritual movement is creating a wake that the enemy is trying to use to drown you. But he has forgotten that I am the master of the sea. You are not falling apart. You are being refined in a fire that was meant to consume you but will only serve to make you pure gold. Understand this clearly. The shadows only grow desperate when the light is getting brighter. The reason the attacks have become more personal, more frequent and more exhausting is because you are standing at the very threshold of your promised land. The enemy can see the seals I have placed upon your life, and he is terrified because he knows he cannot break them. He uses these physical and emotional symptoms to distract you, hoping you will focus on the pain of the process rather than the power of the potter. He wants you to believe that you are a victim of a curse, when in reality, you are an object of my favor. These signs are not evidence of your defeat. They are the proof that you are a chosen one. Take heart, for I am the one who turns every weapon formed against you into a tool for your promotion. The symptoms of the attack are about to be replaced by the evidence of my glory. My child, look at me and listen closely. You have spent far too long identifying with your scars and your struggles. You have allowed the seasons of exhaustion, the moments of lack, and the stinging pain of betrayal to become your name. You think of yourself as the one who is always overlooked, the one who is cursed, or the one who never quite makes it. I am here to shatter that mirror of lies. These pressures you are feeling are not your identity. They are signals. Just as a compass needle reacts violently when it enters a powerful magnetic field, your life is reacting to the divine assignment I have placed within you. You're not a victim of random circumstances. You are a target of spiritual significance. If you were ordinary, the world would leave you alone. If you had no light, the darkness would not bother trying to extinguish you. Because you carry the seal of the chosen, the enemy recognizes your potential before you even recognize your own worth. The resistance you feel is the wind hitting the wings of an eagle destined to soar. It is not there to stop you. It is there to provide the lift you need to reach the heights I have prepared for you. Stop fighting people. Stop wasting your precious energy on those who speak against you, those who have walked away, or those who try to block your path. They are merely masks worn by an ancient system of opposition that is terrified of your awakening. We do not fight against flesh and blood. We fight patterns. We fight the spiritual cycles of failure that have haunted your family tree and the invisible doors that have remained locked for decades. I am shifting your perspective today from the horizontal to the vertical. When you finally understand that this is a spiritual battle, you will stop using earthly weapons of bitterness, resentment, and defense. You will begin to use the weapons of my spirit. They think they are cursing you, but they are only shouting at the sun. They can no longer touch your essence because you are hidden in me. You are transitioning from being a weary survivor of the storm to being the commander of the atmosphere around you. Hear my decree. The effort to curse what I have sanctified is a futile rebellion against the Creator of the universe. I have set a boundary around your life that the enemy cannot cross, and I only permit the heat of the furnace to burn off the ropes that have kept you bound. You are being trained to handle the weight of the crown I am placing on your head. A king must know how to stand in the face of defiance. A queen must know how to maintain her peace while the world is in an uproar. You are being schooled in the art of divine authority. Every no you have received is preparing you for the yes that will change your lineage forever. Do not agree with the lie of your defeat. Agree with my truth. You are a warrior of peace, and I've already decided the outcome of this war. Your identity is not in the battle you are in, but in the victory I have already won for you. Listen, my chosen one, for I am granting you an upgrade in your spiritual understanding. You have often felt exposed as if the arrows of the world could reach your heart at any moment, but I am here to reveal the mystery of the seal I have placed upon you. This is not a mark made by human hands. It is an invisible, impenetrable shroud woven from the very essence of my glory and the life force of my spirit. Imagine a shield that does not just stop an attack, but absorbs the energy of the enemy and converts it into fuel for your own purpose. This seal is my signature on your soul, a divine decree that says this one belongs to me. It is a boundary that the darkness recognizes and trembles before. When I mark you, I am declaring to every principle and power that your life is off limits to their destruction. You are like the clay in the potter's hand, fragile in appearance, yet once I have fired you in the furnace of my presence and glazed you with my favor, you become a vessel that can carry the weight of my most precious blessings without cracking. To restore you fully, I'm initiating a process of 7 rounds of divine fire. Why 7? Because 7 is the number of my perfection and completion. We will not just patch up the surface of your life. We are going into the very depths of your existence. Each round will systematically dismantle a layer of the enemy's influence and replace it with my structural integrity. We will move from your spirit to your mind, then through your emotions, your physical body, your relationships, your finances, and finally, your destiny. It is a total reconstruction of your reality. As we walk through these rounds, I want you to remember that I am your keeper. I am the one who stands at your right hand, providing shade from the heat of the day and protection from the terrors of the night. I do not slumber, and I do not sleep. While you were worried that you were alone, I was standing over you, holding back the floods that sought to overwhelm you. This seal is activated by your agreement and your voice. When you speak my words, you are not just making a sound. You are releasing a frequency that locks the seal into place. No weapon formed against you, whether it be a verbal curse, a spiritual blockage, or a physical ailment, shall be able to prosper, because they cannot penetrate the frequency of my holiness. You are being upgraded from a defensive posture to an offensive one. You are no longer just trying to survive the night. You are the one bringing the dawn. As we enter the rounds of warfare and reconstruction, breathe in the authority I am breathing into you. Feel the strength of the Ancient of Days flowing through your veins. The mechanics of heaven are now working in your favor, and every gear of the enemy's machine is about to be ground to a halt by the power of my hand. My precious child, the time has come for you to change your vantage point. Lift up your eyes, my beloved. Stop staring at the dust of your circumstances and the wreckage of your past. You have been looking at the giants for so long that you have forgotten the mountain you are standing on. I am calling you to a vertical alignment right here in this very moment. When you look horizontally, you see the unpaid bills, the empty promises, the physical pain, and the faces of those who mocked you. But when you look vertically, you see me. You see the one who stretched out the heavens like a curtain and who calls every star by its name. I'm not a God who is far off watching you struggle from a distance. I'm the one who is inviting you to sit beside me in heavenly places, far above the reach of the enemy's noise. Do not give another minute of your attention to the lies of lack or the whispers of betrayal. From the high places where we sit together, the mountains that seem to loom over you are now just tiny pebbles under your feet. You are moving from a place of being under the weather to being above the atmosphere. I am commanding you to breathe in authority right now. Let the oxygen of my kingdom flood your system. Breathe out fear. Release the tension in your neck and the tightness in your chest. Let the poison of anxiety leave your body with every exhale. You are not a victim of the storm. You are the one I've authorized to stand in the middle of it and speak peace. Every delay was just my way of aligning your character with the magnitude of the blessing that is already on its way. Before I reveal the 7 rounds of divine fire that will consume every obstacle in your path, I need you to make a bold declaration. This is not just a comment on a screen. It is a spiritual seal on your destiny. Type this now with conviction: divine fire, cover me now. Or type 7007 to activate the portal of double restoration in your life. Do not remain silent, for your words are the seeds of your harvest. If you feel the truth of my voice vibrating in your soul, press the like button right now. This is your act of agreement, and agreement releases momentum in the spirit realm. Join this sacred community of the chosen and subscribe to this channel, ensuring that you never miss the daily bread I have prepared to sustain you. Your victory is not a maybe, it is a must. The King has spoken, and the shift is complete. My child, the first round of my divine fire begins now, targeting the invisible arrows that have been shot at you through the power of the tongue. I have heard the whispers behind closed doors, the sharp words of jealousy, and the cold sentences of condemnation that others have spoken over your life. Some of these words were spoken by enemies, but some were spoken by those you trusted, leaving wounds that have festered in your soul. These are not just sounds. They are frequencies of failure meant to create a ceiling over your head and a cage around your heart. They have tried to label you with your past mistakes, calling you unworthy, broken, or a disappointment. But I am the Word that was in the beginning. and my word is the only one that carries the authority of truth. Right now, I am moving through the atmosphere of your life with a holy fire that incinerates every negative frequency and every lying prophecy ever uttered against you. I am the great eraser of the heavens, and I am wiping away the handwriting of the accuser from the walls of your mind. I cancel every frequency of failure spoken over your name, your children, and your future. Every word of you will never make it, you are not enough, or you are cursed like your ancestors, is being turned into ash at this very moment. I am stripping away the garments of shame that toxic voices have forced you to wear. And as I do this, pay attention to your body. Can you feel it? There is a divine electrical current beginning to run down your spine, starting at the base of your skull and flowing all the way to your feet. This is the fire of my presence, washing away the residue of dirty words and the slime of gossip that has tried to stick to your spirit. You are being scrubbed clean by the frequency of my love. Feel the tingling sensation as the weight of other people's opinions falls away. The static noise that has been buzzing in your ears, the voices of doubt and the echoes of criticism is being replaced by a profound, holy silence. You no longer have to defend yourself, for I am your vindicator. I have commanded the spiritual realm to be deaf to the curses of man, and I am making your ears deaf to the lies of the enemy. From this moment on, you will only have ears to hear the sound of my voice and the song of your own victory. The air around you is being purified. The atmosphere is being reset to the frequency of favor. It is done. The words of man are powerless against the decree of the king. Your ears are now deaf to the enemy. Your name is cleared in the courts of heaven, sealed. My beloved, we now move into the second round of my divine fire, targeting the spirit of stagnation that has held you in a perpetual waiting room. I have seen you running with all your might, yet feeling like you are on a spiritual treadmill, exhausted, sweating, and giving your all, but never actually moving forward. I have seen the projects that were supposed to take weeks stretch into years, the opportunities that vanished just as you reached for them, and the frustrating sense that an invisible pause button has been pressed on your destiny. This is the work of invisible blockades, spiritual red tape designed to make you weary, so that you would eventually give up on the promise I gave you. But I am the Lord of the breakthrough, and I do not permit the enemy to steal your seasons or hoard your harvest. Right now, I am releasing a fire that consumes the thick webs of delay that have been spun around your path. I am the master of time and space, and I am breaking the clock of the enemy that has tried to dictate the timing of your life. Your time is no longer in their hands. It is firmly held in mine. Every demonic slowing down of your process is being overruled by my divine acceleration. I'm clearing the highway of your life, removing every stumbling block and every invisible barrier that has forced you to take one step forward and two steps back. The spiritual red tape is burning away. The bureaucratic delays in the natural world, the paperwork, the permissions, the court cases, and the contracts are being set ablaze by the fire of the supernatural. The cycle of being almost there but never arriving ends this very second. Pay close attention to the sensations in your lower body and your feet right now. You may feel a sudden coolness or a sensation of extreme lightness, as if invisible lead weights or rusted heavy chains have just snapped and fallen into the abyss. The heaviness that made every step feel like walking through thick, heavy mud is being lifted. Your stride is becoming effortless. I'm restoring the years that the locusts have eaten and the momentum that was stolen from your spirit. You are no longer standing still. You are being propelled forward by the wind of my spirit. You will now accomplish in months what used to take years. The gate is open, the road is clear, and your pace is divine. Motion is restored, sealed. We now enter the third round of my divine fire, moving from the path beneath your feet into the very sanctuary of your mind. I have seen the heavy gray mist that has settled over your thoughts, making simple decisions feel like impossible mountains. I've watched you struggle in the labyrinth of your own mind, plagued by a brain fog that makes you forget your own worth and leaves you feeling disconnected from your own purpose. You have lived in a state of maybe and I don't know, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong move or repeating the mistakes of the past. This confusion is not a symptom of your aging, your exhaustion, or your lack of intelligence. It is a calculated assault by the enemy to keep you from recognizing the brilliance I have placed within you. If the shadow can keep your mind in a state of chaos, it can keep your destiny in a state of delay. But I am the author of peace and the giver of wisdom, and I am here to reclaim the territory of your intellect. Right now, I command my light to pierce through the thickest clouds of your confusion. I am sweeping away the cobwebs of indecision and the shadows of doubt that have obscured your vision for far too long. As I do this, I want you to feel a cool, refreshing breeze passing over your forehead as if a fever is finally breaking. The heat of worry is dissipating. Your thoughts are becoming sharp, clear, and orderly, like a river that was once muddied but has now become crystal clear. I'm restoring your ability to focus, to strategize, and to perceive the hidden opportunities I'm placing before you. You will no longer second-guess the intuition I have given you. You will no longer be a prisoner of what if. The mental static that has kept you awake at night is being replaced by a profound divine signal that guides you with precision. You are being given the mind of a ruler, the mind of a king who sees the end from the beginning. Every lie that told you that you were slow, confused, or unable to learn is being burned to ash by the fire of my truth. Your cognitive faculties are being rewired to align with the wisdom of the heavens. You will see through the masks of men and the traps of the shadow with supernatural discernment. From this moment on, your vision is unclouded and your judgment is sound. The mind of a king is restored, sealed. Now, because your mind is becoming clear, your heart must become bold. Do not let this moment pass without an act of defiance against the spirit of fear that tried to dim your light. Type it again right now in the comments. No door is open to fear. Your words are not just letters. They are spiritual authority being written into the atmosphere of your home. If you believe, my light is shattering your darkness, press the like button. Now let this shield reach others who are still battling in the silence of their own confusion. And if you seek to walk in this daily clarity, subscribe to this family. This is your new rhythm, protection, clarity, and peace every single day. My beloved, we now descend into the deep foundations of your existence, into the very roots of your bloodline. For too long, you have been carrying burdens that were never yours to begin with. I've seen the patterns of failure, the cycles of addiction, the recurring poverty, and the shadow of depression that have haunted your family tree for generations. You have felt as though you were fighting a ghost, an invisible force that made you repeat the same mistakes as those who came before you. You have wondered why, despite your best efforts, you keep hitting the same walls your parents and grandparents hit. These are not just habits. They are generational residues, spiritual echoes that have tried to claim you as their own. But I am the Ancient of Days, the one who stands outside of time, and I am here to perform a divine surgery on your history. My fire is now moving through the marrow of your bones and the codes of your lineage, separating you from every ancestral shadow that has tried to dictate your future. Hear my voice as it echoes through the halls of your ancestry. The bloodline of sorrow stops here. I am the great divider, and I am cutting the cords that have tied your destiny to the failures of the past. You are not the product of your family's mistakes. You are the product of my divine intention. I am declaring you the transitional generation, the one who breaks the cycle and starts a new legacy of blessing, honor, and abundance. Every spiritual debt that was passed down to you is being cancelled by the authority of my throne. Every word of lack or not enough that was spoken over your cradle because of the struggles of your fathers is being erased. You are no longer a slave to the patterns you inherited. I'm grafting you into a new vine, a lineage of kings and priests, where the only inheritance is my favor and my strength. As this fire does its work, pay attention to your physical body. You may feel a massive ancient weight, a coldness that has sat upon your shoulders, and a tightness in your chest for years, suddenly lifting and dissolving. It is the weight of decades of unfulfilled dreams and ancestral grief finally leaving your system. Your breath is becoming deeper, fuller, as if you are breathing for yourself for the very first time. The chains of how it has always been are falling away like burnt thread. You're stepping out of the shadow of your past and into the blinding light of a new beginning. The doors that were shut to your ancestors will now swing wide for you carry a different seal. The past is no longer a prison. It is a closed book. The old story has ended and a new volume begins today. The past is a closed book. Sealed. I now turn my gaze toward the temple of my spirit, your physical body. I have seen how your nervous system has been frayed by the constant barrage of stress, kept in a state of high alert as if you are always waiting for the next blow to fall. I have watched your heart race in the middle of the day for no reason and felt the tension that has locked your muscles into a posture of defense. Your body is weary, my child exhausted from carrying the weight of a war it was never meant to fight alone. But I am the great physician, the one who knit you together in your mother's womb, and I am here to recalibrate every cell, every nerve, and every fiber of your being. My fire is not here to burn you, but to cauterize the wounds of stress and to melt away the cortisol of fear that has flooded your system. I speak peace to your cells right now. I command your nervous system to align with my rest. Feel the warmth of my hand resting upon your stomach, calming the churning of anxiety and restoring the balance of your inner world. I am smoothing out the jagged edges of your thoughts and slowing down the frantic rhythm of your pulse. Imagine my light flowing like liquid gold through your veins, repairing what was broken by grief and strengthening what was weakened by long seasons of trial. I am fortifying your immune system and commanding your organs to function in the perfect harmony of my design. You are being renewed from the inside out, for I am the fountain of life, and I am pouring my vitality into your very marrow. And listen to me regarding your nights. I am reclaiming your sleep. No longer will the darkness be a time of terror or a battlefield for your mind. I am placing a hedge of protection around your bed, and I am stationing my angels at the four corners of your room. As you lay your head down tonight, you will feel a profound sense of safety that you haven't known since childhood. Your heart rate is slowing down, your breathing is becoming deep and even. I am giving you the sleep of the beloved, a deep restorative peace where my spirit ministers to you while you rest. The night is no longer your enemy. It is your sanctuary for recovery. You are safe in my arms. Sleep is your sanctuary, sealed. My chosen one. We now move into the 6th round of my divine fire, turning the light toward the shadows that have lurked in the corners of your professional and personal life. I have seen the hidden hands that have tried to sabotage your efforts when you weren't looking. I have watched the meetings you weren't invited to, where your name was brought up not for honor, but for destruction. I have seen the Judas who smiled at your table while carrying a blade of betrayal behind their back. I have seen the traps, the subtle pits dug for your feet in your workplace, and the silent vultures waiting for you to stumble so they could claim what belongs to you. You have often felt a strange resistance in your projects, an unexplainable friction in your career, and a sense that someone somewhere was working against your peace. You were right, but they have forgotten that I am the all-seeing eye, and no conspiracy formed in the dark can survive the rising of my sun. Right now, I am releasing a fire that exposes every hidden agenda and every shadow saboteur. I'm pulling back the veil of deception that has allowed people to manipulate your kindness and exploit your hard work. Every trap set for you is being turned into a stepping stone for your promotion. I am making the ground beneath the feet of your enemies slippery and unstable while I set your feet upon the rock. Those who plotted your downfall will now be forced to watch your rise. Every pit they dug for you will become the grave of their own malice. I'm exposing the hidden hands and the silent whispers. I am making their schemes so loud and so obvious that they can no longer function against you. I am your shield and your great reward, and I am standing between you and every arrow of betrayal. As I do this, feel your spiritual alertness rising within you. It is as if a new set of eyes is opening in your spirit, a divine discernment that allows you to see the true intentions behind every smile and the reality behind every word. You will no longer be blindsided or taken by surprise. I am giving you the wisdom to navigate the den of lions without a scratch. You will walk through the fire of office politics and the storms of social betrayal, and you will emerge without even the smell of smoke upon your clothes. I have made you invisible to the hunter and untouchable to the saboteur. You are moving in a level of authority where their weapons simply lack the power to reach you. You are guarded by the host of heaven. You are untouchable, sealed. We have reached the seventh and final round, the summit of this divine intervention. This is the moment where the spiritual meets the material, where your preparation meets your manifestation. I have seen the last few barriers that have tried to stand at the finish line of your breakthrough, the subtle fears of success, the lingering doubts about your worthiness, and the final walls that the enemy erected to stop you just as you reached the border of your promised land. But I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who finishes what he starts. I do not bring you to the moment of birth only to fail to deliver. Right now, I am releasing the most intense flame of my divine fire to incinerate every remaining obstacle that stands between you and your ultimate purpose. I am not just clearing your path. I am activating the blueprint I wrote for you before time began. Every dormant seed of talent, every buried dream, and every forgotten promise I whispered into your soul years ago is now being ignited. I am breathing life into the dry bones of your destiny. Can you feel the heat? This is not a fire of destruction, but a fire of activation. Feel it beginning at the very crown of your head, a warm and powerful surge of energy that flows down through your neck into your chest and down to the very soles of your feet. It is an electrical charge of divine potential, waking up parts of your spirit that have been asleep for decades. I am aligning your steps with the rhythm of my heart. You are no longer drifting. You are being locked into a trajectory of impact and influence. The doors that refuse to budge are now melting off their hinges at the sound of my voice. This is the moment of the final seal. I am declaring over you that the season of being the observer is over. You are now the protagonist of the miracle. Every delay has been transformed into a divine setup. I am locking your destiny into place, securing it with the weight of my glory, so that no devil in hell and no man on earth can shift you from the position of favor I have granted you. You are moving into a realm of suddenlies and miraculous crossovers. The blueprint is active. The engine of your purpose is roaring to life. The war is over and the reign of your peace begins. It is finished. Your destiny is locked. Your future is guarded. Sealed. Breathe, my precious child. Just breathe. The intense fire of the 7 rounds has done its work, and the noise of the battle is now fading into a holy, profound silence. You can feel the temperature of the air around you, shifting from the heat of the furnace to the cool, refreshing dew of a new morning. The smoke of the enemy's weapons and the soot of your old struggles are being swept away by the gentle, fragrant wind of my spirit. Do not rush out of this moment. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Let the tension that has been your constant companion for years simply melt into the ground beneath you. I'm lowering the volume of the world so that you can hear the rhythm of my heart beating in perfect sync with yours. The victory is not something you are still waiting for. The victory is here, settled in the atmosphere of this room. The territory of your life has been reclaimed, the seals have been locked, and now I'm inviting you into the sanctuary of my rest. You are safe, you are held, you are home. Now follow my lead in a sacred rhythm of restoration. Breathe in deeply, draw my blinding pure light into the deepest corners of your lungs. Let this light saturate your blood, your organs, and the very essence of your spirit. Hold it for a moment, letting my holiness stabilize your inner world. Now exhale slowly. Release every last bit of the enemy's ashes, every remnant of old fear, and every trace of the bitterness that once tried to consume your joy. With every breath, your heart rate is slowing, finding its natural, divine pace. You are no longer in a state of fight or flight. You have entered the state of abide and thrive. This peace I'm giving you is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary escape from your reality. It is your new, permanent atmosphere. It is the fortress that will surround you when you walk back into the world. While the storms may continue to blow on the horizon, they can no longer reach the center of your soul. You are anchored in the deep waters of my grace. Understand, my beloved, that this stillness is now your greatest weapon. In the world, they think power is found in the noise and the frantic struggle. But I tell you that my highest strength is found in your quietness and your confidence. By remaining in this sanctuary of peace, you are declaring to every spirit of darkness that they have no more hooks in you. You are becoming untouchable, not because you are fighting, but because you are resting in the one who has already conquered the world. This peace is the physical proof of the seal I have placed upon you. It is the sign that the war of the past season is over, and the reconstruction of your future has begun. Walk forward from this moment, not as a soldier looking for a fight, but as a ruler surveying a kingdom that has been restored to its rightful owner. The atmosphere of your life is now my peace, and it shall never be stolen from you again. Breathe, my chosen one, for you are finally free. Now, my child, watch as I perform the great reversal in the sight of all those who doubted your calling. I'm not merely stopping the attack, I am repurposing it. Every weapon that was formed against you, every insult that was hurled at your character, and every obstacle that was placed in your path is now being transformed into a high-powered launch pad for your next season. The very fire that the enemy intended to use to consume you has only served to make you fireproof. And now that same heat is being used to fuel the engine of your breakthrough. You are moving from a state of being hunted to a state of being honored. Those who look down on you will now have to look up to see the work I am doing in your life. I'm taking the shame of your past and using it as the foundation for a glory that will leave the world in awe. What was meant to be your end has become your most powerful beginning. The story of your defeat is being rewritten into a manual of victory that will inspire generations. I am opening the storehouses of heaven to begin a total restoration of everything that was stolen, squeezed, or sabotaged during your years in the wilderness. I am restoring the years that the locusts of worry have eaten. I am returning the joy that was drained by grief and the sleep that was stolen by anxiety. But I am not just returning what you lost, I am returning it with divine interest. Your finances are being replenished with a new flow of provision that does not come from the sweat of your brow alone, but from the surplus of my favor and my perfect timing. Your reputation, which the shadows tried to stain, is being polished until it shines with the light of my integrity. I am restoring your confidence and your ability to dream without fear. Every tear you sowed in the dark is now turning into a harvest of laughter that will fill your house and overflow into the lives of everyone you touch. You are being repaid for every night you felt alone and every moment you felt forgotten. Finally, I'm issuing a decree of promotion over your life. You're no longer a victim of a curse. You have become a distributor of blessings. You are moving from the position of asking to the position of giving. I am elevating you to a level of authority where your words carry the weight of my kingdom and my sudden provision. You will walk into rooms and the atmosphere will shift because of the seal you carry. You are being positioned as a leader, a pioneer, and a beacon of hope for others who are still trapped in the same storms you have just conquered. Your promotion is not for your comfort alone, but for the expansion of my peace on this earth. You have been faithful in the little things and the painful things, and now I am making you a ruler over much. The world will recognize that I am with you, and they will see that what I have blessed no man can ever take away. You are my chosen one, promoted, restored, and completely unstoppable in the destiny I have prepared for you. My child, look at yourself through my eyes. The person you were when you first started this journey is no more. You have shed the skin of a victim and stepped into the armor of a warrior of peace. You do not walk alone into the world anymore. You walk covered by the wings of the Almighty, surrounded by a vanguard of angels that the world cannot see, but the darkness certainly fears. Your very presence now causes the shadows to recoil and the atmosphere to shift, not because of your human strength or your own words, but because of the seal of the living God that blazes upon your spirit. You carry the frequency of the heavens, and wherever you set your foot, you are claiming territory for my kingdom. You are no longer reacting to the world. The world is reacting to the authority that I have placed within you. You are a living testament that what I have sanctified no power can ever truly touch. Walk now with the quiet confidence of a king who knows his throne is secure. Speak as one who has sat at the table of the Creator and heard the secrets of the stars. You no longer need to raise your voice to be heard or to defend your honor, for your silence carries more power than the enemy's loudest roar. You are a vessel of my peace, yet you are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness because you can no longer be intimidated. You have been through the fire, and you have come out refined. You have faced the worst of the shadows and found that they are nothing compared to the light that lives in you. This is your new identity, a warrior of peace, a carrier of the seal, and a child of the Most High. The world will try to remind you of who you were, but you must answer with who I have made you to be. You are mine, and in me, you are invincible. My child, you have just undergone a profound spiritual surgery, a total reconstruction of your inner and outer worlds. Just as a physical body needs time to heal after a major operation, your spirit and your nervous system require a season of deep, intentional rest. Do not rush back into the frantic pace of the world or try to force new doors open immediately. The victory is already yours and the seals are locked, but you must allow your new identity to settle into your bones. Sleep deeply, breathe slowly, and be gentle with yourself. This rest is not a sign of weakness. It is a vital part of your post-war strategy. You are no longer in the survival mode of the wilderness. You are in the integration mode of the palace. Let my peace be the soil in which your new life takes root, and do not let anyone hurry you out of this sacred stillness. As you move forward, you must exercise a new level of divine wisdom regarding your boundaries. You're entering a season where your no must be as holy as your yes. There are connections, conversations, and environments that belong to the version of you that was under attack, but they have no place in the version of you that is now sealed and promoted. Be selective about who you allow into your inner circle and what information you permit to enter your eyes and ears. Protect your atmosphere from the static of negativity and the poison of gossip. Filter your world through the lens of my truth, and let go of the last residues of bitterness through the power of radical forgiveness. Forgiving those who tried to curse you is not about their innocence. It is about your liberation. Let the past fall away like dead leaves, for I am making all things new, and your focus must be entirely on the horizon. I am opening before you. The work is complete, my beloved. This is the moment where the spiritual ink dries and the decree becomes law in every realm of existence. I want you to feel the weight of my hand resting upon your head, confirming that you are no longer a wanderer or target for the shadows. I have marked you with an indelible signet that the darkness cannot mimic and the world cannot erase. I have named you in the courts of heaven, and I have claimed you as my own treasure. You are mine. Every battle you have fought has been observed, every tear has been bottled, and now every struggle is being traded for a crown of beauty. The seal is set, the fire has purified the path, and the heavens are standing at attention to witness the manifestation of your new season. No man, no spirit, and no circumstance can ever steal what I have officially locked into your life this day. Hear my final decree as it resonates through your past, your present, and your wide-open future. No weapon formed against you, whether it be verbal, spiritual, or physical, shall ever prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall show to be in the wrong. You are hidden in the secret place of the Most High, and under my wings you shall find refuge. The curses that were intended for your destruction have been neutralized, and the blessings that were intended for your destiny have been released. You are moving from this moment as a marked soul, a protected heart, and a spirit that is finally at rest. The transaction is done. The ritual is complete. The King has spoken, and your victory is eternal. Seal this prophecy now and forever. Type your final declaration in the comments. It is done. My future is guarded. Let these words be the iron lock on the door of your breakthrough. Subscribe to this family and this rhythm of grace, for what I have started in you today, I will continue to perfect until the day of total fulfillment. Walk out of this space with your head held high, for you are the chosen one, and I have made you untouchable. Victory has been officially declared over your life, my child. But remember that while the seal is permanent, your walk in this new authority requires daily alignment with my spirit. The battle in the heavens is won, but you must now learn to inhabit the territory that has been reclaimed for you. Do not leave this sacred flow just yet. There is more that you need to understand to ensure that the peace you feel right now becomes a fortress that never falls. I have prepared another vital message for you designed to teach you how to operate in your new spiritual rank and how to shut every door the enemy might try to knock on. Transition now to the next video on your screen. It is not a coincidence, but the next chapter of your transformation. Stay in my presence and let me show you how to maintain your continuous victory forever. The seal is set, my beloved, but do not think for a moment that this is the end of our journey. The very horizon of your life is changing even as you breathe in this newfound peace. Tomorrow, as the sun rises, a new door will swing open before you, a door that I have forged specifically for your feet, and one that no man, no demon, and no earthly power can ever shut. Prepare your spirit for the glory you have seen today is but a whisper of the roar that is coming. Rest now in the shadow of my wings, knowing that you are guarded, chosen, and deeply loved. The King has much more to say to you, and my voice will meet you again in the quietness of the dawn.